Hey, what's up guys? John here from the REI Contractor Show. Today's episode is going to be about being screwed by contractors and why they happen. But the first thing I'm going to say is, I obviously scroll Facebook quite a bit, especially in the investor pages, and it's kind of my business these days, right? I am an REI contractor, so we always follow the feeds, try to give advice online. And nothing, my favorite thing is nothing drives me insane more as with a thread where like the first thing people say is like, looking for a cheap contractor to do X. And then down that whole page, well, I got screwed by this guy, I got screwed by this guy, I got screwed by this guy. And you wonder why. You asked for a cheap contractor. There is no such thing as cheap and good. There's one or the other. Guys that are cheap are not accounting for their overhead expenses. They're not pricing your jobs right, and that's why they end up bailing on the project, or it takes forever because they're gone to the next job to get deposits so they can fund to pay for the rest of your job. And this happens over and over again. Is this your fault? No, it's not, except for asking for that cheap contractor. The problem is with contractors and the industry in general is that there's very little barrier to entry. One day you just buy a business license, get insurance, and you're a contractor. There's no business training, there's no education, there's no mandated whatsoever other than the basic insurance requirements. The guys, it takes years to learn this stuff, there's nothing to go, but the guys that know what they're doing and understand their cost, understand their overhead, understand what it's going to take to deliver that project on time and on budget. Being a contractor and doing it well is extremely challenging, and it costs lots of money to do so. So I'm not saying go and overpay contractors, I'm saying be competitive, but if you see some guy that comes in lower can start right away, there's a reason for that. Especially in our industry, in our area, we compete with the same guys over and over again. They're all awesome, and we're all, relatively the close price. That means we've done our research. That means we know what it takes to deliver the project. When you have somebody that comes in $30,000, $40,000 under, there's a big red flag. Obviously it's a tempting red flag because that's what I'd want to do too. I know exactly what's going on. I want to pay the lower price too, but there's got to be a reason or something missing. When you are getting estimates, you have to compare apples to apples and oranges to oranges. That's why it's important for clear scope of works. And you've vetted it, and you've researched, you've had interviews, and you've checked references, and you've called, and you looked at Google reviews, and you've spoken to people that have done the other jobs. If you end up getting screwed on your own project, unfortunately the blame has to fall back onto you. There's enough red flags out there. Just do your homework. The problem is that when most contractors come into the business, they just think, oh, I'm gonna, whatever the cost of goods sold, labor, materials, subcontractors are, say it's $10,000 for easy numbers. Oh, I'm gonna put on 25%, we'll make it $12,500, make a nice $2,500 profit. But they don't realize that their truck insurance, internet, their own pay, all the things that it takes to deliver jobs are coming out of that money. By the end of it, they end up paying to do that job. And that's why you'll see delays happen as they start having to run out to other jobs to get deposits to pay for the cash flow of your project. And that is a never-ending cycle, and I see it every day. So if you guys are looking for advice on how to find a great contractor, I have a little presentation that I built for investors. Please reach out via email or YouTube, whatever this page is on, and we'll get that package out to you, but I'll make it quick and sweet. When you're searching for a contractor, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to obviously know what you want when a contractor. Okay, there's a big difference between a general contractor and a subcontractor. General contractors are generally going to manage the whole thing. There's going to be an expense involved with them managing the whole project, but they're going to handle it from start to finish and all their issues. When you're basing for a subcontractor, you're looking for someone to do a specific piece: electrical, plumbing, HVAC, flooring. And typically you could save a bunch of money to do that way, but you have to have the time to put into it. General project management takes a long time. So if you do have that time, that's awesome. You could save a bunch of money, but understand which one you're looking for. And plus it'll make a big difference when you're getting your estimates, because a general contractor is going to be subbing that out more than likely, and they're going to add a markup to it. But they are going to take care of the planning and scheduling for you. All the bullshit that goes through the contracting world and renovation world, that's the job of the general contractor to put up for you. Number two is that when we know what you want and you start interviewing contractors, you want to interview them and ask them questions about the specific project that you're doing. So if you're doing a duplex conversion, have they built them before? Please, explain the process. If you're doing an addition, I'm not an addition guy, you know what I mean? I would probably refer that out. And then so on and so on. And then once you do that, ask for references, ask for referrals for clients you've done that for. Go through it and make sure you interview and make sure they've done the exact same type of work. Make sure you resonate with that contractor, because there's nothing to be more miserable for you than if you don't get along with the contractor thing because you just have a different personality. How does the contractor manage their projects? What kind of project management system? Do they have project managers? Do they have their own staff? Do they sub it out? It's all important questions to understand to make sure you're comfortable with it. And that's some of just the quick ones. I have a whole presentation on this. Please reach out, we'll send it to you. But I think if you go through the process and you vet them properly and not just out of desperation, understand that in this environment that we're in, good general contractors aren't going to be able to start tomorrow. So if you buy a house right now, you want to start getting your contractors in place today for a 30, 60, 90-day closing, because it's going to be hard to come by. Permits and drawings, everything takes longer right now. So it's all about being efficient, and you want to get the general contractor or contractors lined up as soon as you know what's going on. So please let me know what you guys thought. I look forward to having a great season with you guys. We're going to shoot a bunch, and let me know what you guys want to discuss, whether it's contractors, whether it's duplex conversions, anything investment related, or what's going on in the market. And I look forward to a great season. Thanks, guys.